hello, lovers of all things geekdom. My name is Aaron, aka Litfum,
My name's Nathan, aka Grim.
with a mysterious guest if he decides to pop up every now and then. We're not gonna force him to. Um, we're here with another Geek Out Topics this week, provided by Nathan, aka Grim. Nathan, do you want to give us the title of this week's topics?
Yes, this topic is physical games versus digital games.
And now, when we say that, we're talking like obviously the new stuff as like next gen stuff is coming along. Like obviously when digital is coming out along with the physical copies. We're kind of talking about okay, which one do we prefer and how things are changing with each one. Uh,
Yeah,
because if we talked about how we feel about digital and physical, it won't be that long of a topic, so we can kind of just figure out where it's going to go and how things are stretching out. Who do you want to start first, Nathan?
Let's start with CD and like physical copies first.
Okay. Well, I mean, who I was saying like who do you
Oh,
want
like
to
who first?
Yeah.
All right, I'll bring up something
Okay.
about the physical discs. I think the main thing for physical games is the fact that you can't let your friends borrow your games.
Oh, you mean like if they're far away or something?
You know what I mean? Like say like I don't think you could like if you have a digital game, it's stuck in your system. That's it. Like you can't let your
Actually,
friend borrow your game,
that's
or is it?
actually not true. I'm gonna go into this a little bit because I think it's a kind of like a hack on terms of use with for both the PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360. Obviously,
That's
you know
true.
this with PS3 because we've done this on PS3. Okay, so if you okay, so PS4 and Xbox One, you can set things as those as your home console. If you do it to your friend's console, they will get all of your content. On Xbox One, if you have gold and you're on someone else's console, everybody on that console has gold. So they don't have to have gold to play online multiplayer and everything like that. Um, like a friend of mine, his account is on my Xbox, and when he buys digital purchases, it shows up on my Xbox as well. So yeah, you could still. It's kind of like a long distance share your games kind of thing, because
That
they
is
know
true.
people like sharing games and stuff like that, and it's actually a lot easier on the newer consoles than it is on the older. PS4 a little bit more difficult than the PS3 was because you do have to set it as your home, and that can cause a problem. Like I know with like 360, if you have digital purchase, like say your license for a digital game is on your friend's Xbox 360, but not on yours, like the license of it, because that's the whole term for 360 on how you share your library. Um, then you cannot play that content offline. You have to be connected to the internet and signed into your account at all times to be able to use it on your Xbox. Um, so that's a little different, but yeah, you could still share games digitally. It's just it's a lot more. You have to kind of do a
He-
little
he-
research on it.
Hello, can I
Oh
say
oh
something?
Edekun,
You got,
Edekun's here.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna talk about this at first, but I didn't hear you say anything about it. But Steam, you can share libraries
That
on
too.
Steam as well
Hmm.
That is true.
for
Yeah.
the PC gamers.
Yeah, that's that's very heavily digital
Yeah,
these days. But yeah, you can do that with PC as well as sharing games with library. But you can't. The only difference, the only downside to the PC side of it that you don't have with consoles is that if you share your Steam
Oh
library
yeah.
and you play a game from someone else's Steam library, they can't play any of their games. Period.
you're right.
So,
Which
but you
is
can do
pretty
that
stupid.
on the consoles.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
You can get physical copies though for PC.
Yeah,
Boot in.
but then you end up downloading it, and then there's no point in having a physical copy around,
Yeah, which is a shame.
which
Yeah.
No, but you
which will
still need
go
no. You still need the CD to boot it up.
really.
Yeah, that's how that works. You need the CD to boot it up, if
That's
I'm not mistaken. I remember what Borderlands is like the first PC game I ever got, and I was never able to play that game without putting the disc in before booting it up. And I actually did something with Mark, where I would install it on his PC and my PC, put my disc in my PC, start it up, put the disc in his PC, start it up, and we were both be able to play.
not bad, not bad. Yeah, because I thought that they got rid of that with
They might have.
PCs.
This was a long time ago. They might have.
Yeah.
I can't speak for now, but that's how it used to be.
Right, right. Yeah, go ahead, Nathan. Continue off of what you were talking about.
I mean, like I know for sure, PS3 and all, but for like Wii U and all that, I mean, what kind of sucks is once you get a digital game on your Wii U, like that's it. Like your
Hmm.
user account can only use it. And I don't think we tested this out or not. Like you like have a user, different users on your Wii U,
Hmm.
and I could possibly actually have your Nintendo ID, and I have not tested this out yet.
We could try it.
Yeah, sometime maybe.
But yeah, I mean, Nintendo's a little one-sided with their stuff. They have a lot of problems with their digital. How they, they keep re-releasing classic games for like Wii, 3DS, Nintendo DS, Wii U, and like they keep re-releasing these games classically, but you have to like wait like 50 million years for them to pop up. They should all be a part of one server, which they are getting to. They're getting part
Yeah.
of everything is going to be under one roof, and that's good. They're fixing their problem with that. I mean, if the digital purchase shows up on Wii U, you get a discount if you had it on the Wii, but then you also have to have like it on the Wii U version of the Wii, which is stupid. Or if you've changed all your Wii console stuff over to the Wii U's Wii version by system transfer.
Yeah, and that leads to my next thing about it. Like for digital, anyways. Like I think some Wii U games have come out early for digital instead of like going to go to like GameStop or Walmart or something. At least I think, anyways. I think a few games have come out early for the digital and not for physical. Like a day early, I think. Some games have, I think.
Some not really. It's mostly movies. Digital versions of digital versions of games, depending on how popular they are,
That
you
is
can
true.
get them. Like say, okay, you're at a midnight release for a game. Um, the people who get the physical versions of the games have to go there, get it at midnight, get in their car, go home, which could take 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how far they are. With the digital purchases, you can boot it right up at midnight if it allows you. Some people have
Yeah.
to wait till 3 a.m. so
Oh,
everybody
that's what
can
it
do it at the
is.
same time.
You can download it first before you can actually
Preload.
play it. Yeah,
Yeah.
preload.
And
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Steam started that first, and then console started doing it. Thank God. And I think Wii U just got. I think Mario Maker's
Yes.
Wii U's first preloaded game. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the popularity of the game. Obviously, some or less popular games will either be loaded at 3, so everybody can play it at once across um, North America. Um, what the hell is that?
Right there.
Oh my god. The haunting of the chair. Um, yeah, and I mean there's some games that start digital and go physical. Like mostly the Telltale games, episodic type games. Like
Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight, Resident Evil Revelations 2. I'm sure Life is Strange when that's done, it's going to get a physical release as well.
Yeah,
Which would be
for all of
cool
them.
if it comes with something extra, then I'll definitely get it. Um and those don't really get like preload type stuff where you get to play them. Actually, Life is Strange I was able to play a day early. That was one of which you are right. There is some games that you could play a day early, but I don't think that's console based.
Yeah, I think it's just like depending on game or something.
Yeah, like Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare. Yeah, Advanced Warfare. They if you pre-ordered the game, you got it a day earlier than everybody else.
Oh, I gotcha.
So you were able to go get your physical and digital copies of the game a day earlier than where the game was actually available to the public. You had to pre-order the game in order to get it a day early. Um, you mind if I steal the totem pole?
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, with the whole physical digital thing, there's a lot of downsides and upsides to things. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a collector, you're always going to get a physical copy of a game regardless. Like if you get a digital copy and then later get the physical copy, I think digital has kind of just been the way to go. I think they're trying to slay physical versions of games, especially Xbox, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and
Which
PlayStation
sucks.
4, because they basically, no matter what, you're downloading the game. You're downloading the full version of the game, but you need the disc. Like the disc is required to play the game, and it's silly. Um, it doesn't make sense to sit there and like if you're downloading the full version of the game, why on earth do you need the disc then? Like why not just download the disc and then wham bam, thank you ma'am. Um, but I think having physical copies of games is always a plus to things. If you're definitely a collector, if you like holding on to it and then selling it when you're done, because you can't yet. GameStop is trying to figure it out, but you can't yet sell digital versions of games.
Especially like collection sets, what Fallout 4 is having, the whole Pit
Mm-hmm.
Boy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you imagine not being able to like pre-order a game to have that?
Yeah, I think that's why they're doing it. Like a lot of these people keep coming out with these amazing collector's edition box sets for everything. Like Halo has a pretty good one coming out. Fallout 4 has the Pip Boy.
Dead
Um,
Space 2 had a really like it's a replica plasma cutter and it had like a card that had like and like crap, I just derped. It had like a certain scene in the beginning of Dead Space 2
mhm.
drawn out on this card. It was so awesome.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I hope, later on down the road that we don't get rid of physical copies of things because everybody likes owning something. Well, not everybody, but some people like owning. They like owning a game, having the physical copy of it. Like I know Nathan might, I can't speak for him, but I know Nathan might snag the physical version of Shovel Knight when it comes out, just to have the physical copy of the game, like chilling around.
I might, yeah. Like, and also some people like to have a game unopened and like sell it eventually down the line because like those things become like crazy amount of money
Oh yeah,
later
like
on.
like the amiibos hit pretty hard on the market.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Yeah.
And then like there's things like the digital versions. Like I bought the digital version of Shovel Knight for a PlayStation, and when I mean PlayStation as a broad statement because I paid $15 and I got it across all boards: PlayStation 4, PS3, Vita, and so I was able to actually play it across all the platforms, which was really neat. When I did the video for Kratos, that was the first time actually playing Shovel Knight on a PS3. I played the entire game on the Vita because I love my Vita. Um, Not the shameless port or anything like that. I like the only downside really to physical games is just having something lying around. The fact that you have to pop out a disc and put it into the system, you have to wait for it to boot up, all this stuff. That's the only real big downside to having like a physical version of a game lying around your house.
Actually, I could think of a few more.
A few more downsides to it.
Yep.
Go for it.
A few things like one, obviously, breaking a disc or something.
Oh yeah.
Having a young, nephew or that crack, Jesus Christ, a nephew, destroy your thing, or if you if you lose a game, if you
Leave
lose a
Nathan
game,
alone.
my
Here.
feelings they hurt.
Nathan, did you hear something?
Is that a ghost?
The ghost of Eric passed. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like if you lose it or it gets like my Rock Band 3 disc. I had Rock Band 3. The physical disc fell behind my desk. And it was safe there. I was like, it's behind my desk. It's sitting on the floor. It'll be fine for like a couple of minutes, and I'll go get it. My dad came in one day and decided to spray carpet freshener all over the fucking place.
Oh.
And then on top of that, the cat went back there and took a leak on top of it.
Oh no.
And so it was like this freaking glob of like this powder on top of it. And then my dad was like, "Oh, that's fine. I'll fix it." Pours water on top of it, takes a paper napkin, and goes in circles
I recommend
with powder.
using Windex. Windex on games, like to clean them. Perfect.
But the problem is that he was swirling the powder substance in circles on the disc, and then when he was done, it was destroyed. It was
Oh man,
gone.
that sucks.
No longer able to play Rock Band 3 ever again unless I borrowed the game from someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, a downside to digital purchases is
Having to
that
wait to download it.
yeah, there's that. If you can't preload it and everything like that, you have to wait. I mean, you can pre-order it digitally, but you just have to wait for it to download and everything like that sometimes, and that's why preloading is really cool.
Yeah, but
But the actual downside that I was thinking of is that 9 times out of 10, the purchase, unless there's a sale, does not change.
that
The
is
purchase
true.
of the game does not change, and the physical, if you're going to GameStop, will always change, regardless if it's new or pre-owned. Companies don't like that. The people that make the games do not like that, but GameStop can do whatever they want with them because they bought the game, so they are theirs. Um,
Which is a
but
good thing for physical copies.
yeah. But then another downside that the digital games, unless you're playing certain games on Steam, is the digital games cost the same amount as buying them physically. There's no like other than being able to boot it up quickly, preload it, play before anybody else, not having to leave your house to go get it, and being able to share it easily with friends far away, is that you're paying the same price. Like there's no real reason to get the game digitally.
Yeah, I
You're,
think only Steam actually has really good sales, and like everything else, like console-based games, they
consoles, I mean, PlayStation has some pretty good sales. Like they have a sale going on right now.
yeah,
They
for
have flash
PlayStation
sales
Plus.
like every now and then, and then there's PlayStation Plus and the Xbox with Gold or Live
Yeah.
Gold games with Gold is what it's called. Um, but yeah, I mean, Steam they do like $10 cheaper on most games, like when they first come out, depending on the game. Um, but I like that's a manufacturer thing. The reason why they're $60 is a manufacturing thing. Like a lot of that, they don't get. They maybe get like what is it, a third of that money. The company does. So it's like I feel like they're just taking advantage of the digital market by trying to get the games for like trying to get more money from digital purchases. And digital kind of just seems like a mask more than
Yeah, that's true.
anything else. But that's just my basic opinion on it. I don't want to make anybody mad. Obviously we do have our own opinions. On
Opinions are a thing, guys.
exa-
Opinions are a thing.
exactly. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion on stuff. So don't get mad at other people for having an opinion. That's different than yours.
Yeah, exactly. YouTube.
Yeah.
The
um
internet and all.
what's more more
I
I
have a
could say.
thing.
Oh, go for it.
Um, Compared to physical and digital, I think being able to save your data is totally different as well. Because for digital, obviously it saves to your console, and to move it around, you have to use your external hard drive. But if you have it on a disk, obviously it just goes to your disk, and you take out your disk, and it's I guess it's kind of equal in a sense, being able to obviously you have to buy an external hard drive to actually move it around, or just a USB port. But
Games don't save discs, Nathan.
some do.
Not that I know of.
Wait, I'm thinking of retro games. Never
You're
mind.
thinking of cartridges, Nathan. You've been playing 64 too long.
Wait, it's not 90s anymore?
No,
What?
no, Nathan. It's 2015, bro.
Well, actually, yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, no games save the disc. All saves are the same place. I mean, we used to have memory cards, but now we have actual physical hard drives that are built in to our systems.
Yeah, I have like 3 memory cards for my PS2 right now.
Oh my god, yeah, freaking 8 megabits. Do you remember when like that was
That's another
enough?
thing. Exactly. Like, I think I've seen both of my Dark Cloud games, where I think they were both combined were like 400 kilobytes or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was like,
Oh
yes.
my god. I mean, so the final verdict that on me before we go into what we kind of think of how the future is going to go with physical and digital, um, like, yeah, I'm going to buy digital games. Sometimes they will be easier. I feel like I'm more on the digital side with my Xbox One than I would be with a PS4. Not really sure why.
I
I think
think,
it's because I'll be getting more. I mean, be getting a shit ton of indie games on PS4 because
yeah,
they're
I think
there.
that's the big thing I was talking about. Like for indie games, you're of course going to buy digital in a sense, and
Yeah.
for the first party, you're going to want physical because it's more collectible in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, but I mean, fucking lost my train of thought. Freaking sideswipe me with a freaking blue shell.
I know I've been doing that. I have to control my roll.
No, man, you're good.
I do
Um,
it because I'm end up forgetting about it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, indie games. Some titles I will be getting digital, obviously, and if the game is worth it and the content for having physical will be neat, I will get the physical copy of the game, obviously.
Yeah, just like
Um,
Shovel Knight, like
yeah.
how Wii U version doesn't have anything, which is stupid in my opinion.
Mhm.
And you could probably buy it for PS4 or Xbox or something, and you get Battletoads added to it, or Kratos as well.
Yeah, like I got Kratos for the PlayStation, and
That suit
like,
is awesome.
and I have Life is Strange. I need to finish the rest of it. That will be coming. No worries. That
That's
might have
true.
a physical. If that has something cool in the physical edition of the disc, like behind the scenes of the making or something like that, I'll grab it. I don't know if any of the Telltale games when they came out physically, if they had anything cool. Mega Man Legacy Collection comes out Tuesday, and that's getting a physical edition in January. Pardon me, I was burping.
That's another thing as
I'll
well.
probably get that too, because I love Mega Man. I'm a very big Mega Man fan.
Mega
Um,
Man.
Mega Man. But yeah, like if the physical game is worth it, I will get the physical game. If the digital game is more worth it, I will get the digital version of the game. But that's pretty much all I have to really have to say on like my verses between the digital and physical. How about you,
I think
Nathan? What's
I
your
have one more. Like some games are only digital. Did we talk about this before?
a
Like
little bit?
like how the virtual console games are only digital. Like if you wanted a physical copy of those games, you have to either
Yeah.
buy a retro game or that's pretty much it
Yeah,
actually.
retro games you're kind of screwed on that front when it comes to because Xbox One is Xbox One isn't really into the whole retro field yet. They're more focused on making their system more backwards compatible
Yeah.
than PlayStation is right now because they kind of want to have that heat over them because they have this library extending to the 90s that PlayStation's trying to work with PlayStation Now. But everybody like if you want to play classic games on PlayStation. You want to play your PlayStation games, and you don't want to pay like out the ass for the original version of the game. Keep your PS3 because
Yeah.
they're still classic games. Like I don't see them like I know the store is atrocious to navigate now,
Oh
but
god,
and
it's
I know
awful.
that
It's horrible.
their library isn't the best. But you can also when you get the physical games, like my slim 120 gig PS3 works with first gen PlayStation games, and then you have the Vita that can store classic games as well.
Yeah, it's
And then
pretty awesome.
Nintendo, like most classic, like all 64 games are $10. Most NES and Super Nintendo games are 6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah,
Um, Wii games are 20. Um,
pretty good price.
yeah, pretty good price for digital. But if you want to be collectors, then you're definitely going to be paying out the ass for
Well, I think it
games,
depends. Like
depending on the game, obviously.
I think Vegas Stakes, which is a casino type, um, you know, virtual thing, I guess you could say. I'm not really sure what to call it, but the game's actually cheaper if you buy the physical copy of it compared to the digital, because I think the digital is $8, and I think for Vegas Stakes you could probably pay I don't know like $5 maybe.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good point as well.
So what's your final verdict on the digital versus physical?
I think we discussed what I wanted to discuss. I think not one has more than the other. Like I think they're both equal in a sense.
Yeah, as of right now, they're definitely both equal. I mean,
But
digital offers a lot of things, but so does physical.
yeah, like for me as a collector, I'm gonna obviously get like I said before, like maybe indie games I'm gonna probably get digital. I might get Shovel Knight physical copy of it, but most likely I'm gonna get indie games digital, virtual consoles. Some I'm gonna get digital because Demon Scratch is like $70 for the physical copy of it. That's crazy.
Yeah, like we're trying to do retro like on the original consoles with a lot of our games, but
Yeah,
for me, I definitely can't right now because I don't own a retro console. Or, like I have a 64, I don't have the cords for it, which I'm
yeah.
assuming I could get for super cheap online.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I don't have that, so I've basically been playing them on
Wii
consoles.
U.
So if you
Yeah,
see me playing a retro game, it's on Wii U, or it's gonna be like the Rare Collection when I get it, or the Mega Man Legacy Collection when I get that. And PlayStation, it's gonna be on the PS3, playing it on there. Um,
yeah. Eventually, I'd like to do a geek out where like we talk about retro games and like what's a good way what like ideas to collect like smart collecting in a sense.
hmm
I
hmm
think that'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool to geek out.
like a weekly show of like, hey, this is a cool game that's on sale or something like that. That's online. But
Yeah.
to get back on topic,
Yeah.
we're gonna veer into the topic of where we think digital and physical is gonna go into the future.
Hmm.
Um, since you started first, you started first, right, for the whole thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'm gonna start first on this one, just to give you kind of like a rough estimate of like what I'm talking about.
All right.
I think physical is gonna start dying out more because of the fact that yeah, you besides Wii U, yes, you have to basically install the entire game
Yeah.
onto the console. Like Halo Master Chief Collection is 60 gigs. Games
That's
are
a lot.
getting freaking big. Like they're getting existentially big. My PS3 has only 120 gigs on it, and my Xbox 360 only had 120 gigs on it. It was enough. Like if I wanted to get a game and I had all my gigs ran out, I had the opportunity to be able to delete games. I had no problem with deleting games. On my Xbox One, and when I get a PS4, it's going to be different. I definitely plan on switching out my hard drive on the PS4 for a terabyte, unless by the time I get a PS4, I have a terabyte. But the games are just too big, and I don't think they realize that. They're like, oh, we want our consoles to be as cheap as possible, so let's put 500 gigs in there. That'll be enough. 60 gig fucking games coming out every fucking year. The games
Especially
are
for
just
Wii
getting
U.
bigger.
Like,
Yeah, like Wii U.
the white
freaking
ones are
32
8
gigs.
gigs.
What were you doing?
Yeah.
Nobody buys
Yeah.
the 8 gig one. I hope not. Anyway, and then NX is going to be talked about next year, so that's hopefully going to change everything. I'm hoping that like I want them to give me a reason to give up the Wii U for the NX and not keep it around. Like you
Yeah,
know,
like-
a reason to transport everything over, so that way I'm not having like 50 million consoles chilling in my house.
Yeah, like I heard that the NX is basically going to be like an updated version of the Wii U, and if that is true, that is completely idiotic of them
Mhm.
like having that out. And
Yeah, I
that'd be-
mean, they said that everything, like the NX and the Wii are going to be working side by side with each other, kind of like how the PS2 and PS3 were, or how the PS3 and PS4 are now.
yeah.
Like, there's still games coming out for the PS3. I think it's gonna be like that. And yeah, like I said, the games are getting too big. You have to basically download the entire physical game because they're trying to kill physical copies of games because it's killing the market. It's making things cost a lot more. And that's why I mean, if I see physical copies staying around, it's gonna actually benefit gamers because they're gonna come out with better things to put with the physical copies of games.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they got rid of the manuals basically, and like that was kind of a letdown. A lot of people
Oh
like the
my
manual.
God.
I like seeing
I
that
really-
booklet and looking through it and everything like that.
Exactly. It's not even just looking at the controls, because especially nowadays, it's like, well, like, what were they thinking to have? I mean, sure, electronic manual or whatever, but some games don't even have that.
Yeah,
You have
they're
to just
literally just a disc inside of a case, it's blank.
which, yeah, like not only can you look at the plot, like the story in the manual, but you have to look at images, because I have tons of N64 manuals, and all of them look really amazing because like they're just like tons of nothing but like tips and tricks of how you can do like a certain move or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I guess they just got tired of putting the move sets and their things and showing like art and stuff like that. I mean, definitely check out Nathan's collection videos. So you could see some of the cool stuff that he has.
Yeah, I plan on doing another one sometime soon. I just don't know when.
But yeah, if physical games stick around, they're gonna get better for gamers because they're gonna have to put more with them to make people want to buy physical. Because there's really with PS4 and Xbox One, there really is no point in having a physical copy of the game unless you just want it to sit around your house and look pretty like the retro games do.
A good example of that is Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Not only if you pre-order it from GameStop, you get a poster, which is amazing. I can't wait to show that off if I can get it.
And the amiibo looks pretty cool too.
Yes, the amiibo, like there's two, I think, actually. But not only that, but you also get a cool looking manual, I think, showing like, I think it shows you like little tips of levels or something you can create or something of that sort. I can't remember what it has in it, but it looks so
It's kind of
amazing.
like it kind of shows you how everything works. I'm sure. Like it's actually like the old manuals.
Yeah, it's the NES manual pretty much, because like how it looks, anyways. It's really
Yeah,
awesome.
because like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, but to me, showing people how to play the game in the manual is a lot better than wasting their fucking time in the game. Like,
Yeah, like-
I don't need people shouting at, like, to quote freaking Ego Raptor, like, I don't need someone screaming in my face about what I need to do. Show
Yeah,
me what to do. Have a manual if I need to look up the controls. Do not hold my hand.
What's stupid is like I'm usually going to settings now for controllers, like like where everything is. Sometimes they don't even have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like not only not having the manual, not having a electronic manual, but not having it in the settings either. Come on.
Yeah, and if the digital gets better, if they're gonna be working with the digital more, they're gonna have to start either lower. They're gonna have to lower the price
Have
and
sales.
yeah, have sale because Steam will sometimes when the game is coming out, they'll have even more money off of the game to pre-order
Which
it,
is awesome,
which
yeah.
is not like much, but you can get it for like $48. Um, and
Yeah, I think
they
Steam.
need to start doing stuff like that. Like the digital games need to have a reason to be around and to be able to
Yeah.
be purchased. And I mean that's all I really got to say about the future of it all. Like the where things seem to be going is that digital is starting to take over until physical starts catching up, and digital is going to get annoying unless they one make bigger hard drives and two give people a reason to buy digital and make it cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know, especially if a Wii U, you have to automatically get an external hard drive, or you're gonna not
Yeah,
have much. Because like we were talking about earlier, Mario Kart 8's DLC alone is like a gig or something, right?
gig and a half.
A gig and a
But
half.
that's not too bad. Like especially if you guys are going to get a Wii U, buy all your physical copies of games.
Yes.
Because if you're gonna get the Donkey Kong 64 and Zelda Ocarina of Time that I own both are 59 megabits apiece. Like they're not big at all. Like download digital like games that are only on the eShop and classic games only. Do not get the digital versions of the bigger games because they are going to eat your hard drive alive.
Even the Wii games, because I think I have Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Metro Prime trilogy, Virtual Console, and I think both of them combined are like 12 gigs or something.
Mm-hmm. And it's ridiculous. Like I
Yeah.
got my Wii U and it came digitally with Super Mario 3D World and Wii U Sports and stuff like that, and it took up a lot. I think I only have like 21 gigs left on my hard drive. Um, so what do you have to say for the future?
For the future, like I said before, since I'm a collector, it's a shame what is happening for the physical. I kind of understand it, but then again, it's like, obviously, like you said, games are gonna be getting a lot more, bigger. Like everyone, like eventually it's gonna be 100 gigs or something for the games or something.
We're getting pretty fucking close. I mean, Batman Arkham Knight alone was 50 gigs. The only reason why Master Chief Collection was 60 is because they added a 20 gig day one update, and then they added ODST on top of it when their servers were shit.
But yeah, I think digital wise, I think the PC has pretty much have its like Steam and all that. They have it pretty much set.
Hmm.
I think for consoles though, I think it's gonna be a pretty slow roll to get
They're
rid of.
getting there. They're catching
Yeah,
up. But they can't do it immediately. They have to start from the very bottom and work their way up. They can't just immediately like, hey guys, we're doing everything PC's doing right now because people won't catch up. You
yeah,
have to
exactly.
slowly integrate people into it.
But yeah, like you said, I think they should really start coming out with some kind of a pre-order bonus or just a bonus in general, because like there's games that I think when I got Thieves in Time, I think I got like a DLC where I got like a special end game item or something of that sort.
Yeah.
Which is it's not a physical thing, but it's still an end game thing that I think if you didn't pre-order it or something, you might have had to buy it or
Mm.
something. I'm
Yeah,
not really sure.
when I bought the game, I got the Vita version for free, which
Oh
is
yeah,
something they were doing, but then they stopped because I guess it was losing money. But yeah, I mean that's all for me. I don't.
yes.
Uh, does Eric have any final words, or is he dead?
He fell asleep.
He's like, you better not fucking do it, man. I'm staying in my corner. I'm staying quiet. You ain't gonna get me. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have to say about our physical versus digital, and what we think of how the future's gonna go, and how each one can kind of stay where they are and kind of become their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us what you think of digital versus physical. Do you like collecting games? Would you rather have digital? Would you rather have gigantic, endless hard drives to be able to hold everything digitally? Um, would you rather have like everything PC, where everything's just on there and wham bam, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you liked the video. Please hit the like button. If you want to watch more, please hit the subscribe button. Check out. Stay tuned for more. And yeah, my name is Aaron, aka Liffum.
My name's Nathan, aka Graham.
You didn't say it backwards this time.
Yes, success.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Latest.